Hello, welcome back to the Phases podcast.
Hello, hello.
I hope you're all doing great, having a good week so far.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
It was good. It was nice weather. So I was outside pretty much the whole time, which was nice. What about you?
The weekend feels like so long ago.
I know. It's Monday night, by the way, when we're recording this.
Yeah, I didn't sleep good last night, so I feel like I've been awake for a whole year.
Mm,
So, for today's episode, we are going to talk about womanhood and the societal expectations on women and young girls, especially.
yeah, this is a very big conversation. There's a lot of layers to this, but it's so important.
Yeah. Did you feel any societal pressures when you were a young girl?
That's a good question. I've never thought about it. I think, like, as a little kid, it doesn't really even matter, like, gender and all of that. It's kind of, I don't know, for me anyway, it was just whatever. We're all just friends. And then it's around, I don't even know what stage, but it becomes, you have these expectations as a young woman to, I don't know, I guess puberty hits and everything becomes really awkward and
Yeah.
you have to start shaving your legs and all of the things, wearing makeup, like learning how to do makeup.
Yeah, and you become too cool for your parents.
Yeah, I guess the societal expectations. I guess you just become expected to fit into the box of what like the teenage girl looks like. And I never ever fit into that at all and still do not.
That's good. You don't need to. No one needs to fit into a box.
I guess that's always been a thing though. That's not like a modern thing.
Yeah, but it's not good.
No. I guess gender norms, I used to be completely against them, but now I do kind of see the value in them.
What do you mean by that?
Women being the kind of stay at home mom, the nurturer one, and the one who, wears the dresses kind of thing, the more feminine, that
Yeah.
type of thing. I used to think that that was so sexist and horrible. And now I look at it like, well, there maybe is a reason that we have these set biological settings.
Yeah.
What was your experience as a young girl?
I really felt a lot of pressure from girls my age.
Mm-hmm.
I came from a really tiny primary school and then I went to a pretty big college, so that was a huge shock. And that sort of kicked me into, I don't even know, but this whole new world.
Mm.
And I became interested in makeup and boys and really wanting to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty much going against everything I had been taught or everything I knew to try and become this person that would fit in with these really cool girls.
That's like survival, is you have to fit in with people and
Yeah.
get along with everyone. Be in the cool kids club. That's what all the monkeys did, surely.
I don't know if that's societal expectations, but
I always remember hating on, like, in when I was at high school in New Zealand, because here you have to wear uniforms, which you don't in America. You wear whatever you want. So in New Zealand, we'd have like Mufti Day, which is where you can wear whatever you want one day, like maybe a few times a year. And it was always so stressful because it's the one day and you have to like actually figure out what you're going to wear. And everyone would wear these super fancy outfits or whatever and dress up really nice. And I don't know, I would like ditch those days because it would stress me out. And I had no idea how to dress.
I loved Mufti Day. I loved being able to wear my clothes, but I
Mm.
never really felt stressed about it.
You always had cute clothes and were always like fashionable, and you're always super pretty and popular. Or that's how I saw you anyway.
That's nice. Yeah, I guess I did not see myself like that at all.
Mm.
But I also still had that little bit of primary school in me that didn't care what other people thought of me. I wore what I liked. But then, definitely, as I became a teenager, like 15 onwards, I really cared what other people thought of me.
Hmm.
And that probably comes with boys as well, and wanting to impress,
Mm.
but not consciously
Yeah.
doing it without realizing.
Yeah. And social media has obviously played a massive part. And I'm sure it's much worse now. But when that started really taking off, all of a sudden you were seeing everyone else on social media and everyone's posting their best photos and their best edited, using filters and stuff. So then you're comparing yourself to what they look like and their amazing lives. And they're all out partying and enjoying these super fantastic holidays. And yeah, that definitely, as a teenage girl, and as any teenager now, I do not miss that.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's like for girls now.
Mm. Yeah, especially with things like OnlyFans, and seems like everyone's on that now.
Do you remember Ask.fm
No,
or Yik Yak?
no.
It was pretty much like an anonymous bullying platform.
Hmm.
So Ask.fm, you could ask someone a question and you could do it anonymous or with your name.
So like a website or radio.
Yeah, a website. And
Hmm.
people would have profiles, and then if you answered it, it would be posted on your profile
Hmm.
so other people could see the questions that you were getting.
So you can ask like someone a question, or do you just put it out into the webs?
Yeah, you ask someone. So for me, I always used to get people on there that would say, like, "You're a slut."
That's horrible.
It surprisingly didn't really affect me.
It's still horrible though. People online are awful with the anonymity. Anonymity? Is that a word? And they're anonymous.
But if they were to say it to your face, I doubt they would.
So if there's someone listening to this right now who maybe is like a young girl or is getting bullied online, what would you say to them? No pressure.
That's hard because it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, "Don't listen to them. They don't really know you. They don't know you at all."
When you're in high school, you don't see any world outside of high school. Like that is your entire universe. Those people, that's all that matters, nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. I think just remember that life does get better and there is more
Hmm.
out there. It's not just all about school. Even the pressure of exams and things, you feel like it's going to be the end of your life if you don't do well.
Hmm.
But honestly, it doesn't matter.
No.
None of that matters.
Yeah, and I can tell you I don't even know how many years out of school now, but I do not remember a single thing I learned at school.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's all gone.
Yeah, I think just do what you enjoy at school and
Mm.
don't worry about anything else.
Yeah, just enjoy not paying bills.
I think it's important to remember too, you don't necessarily stay friends with people at your school. Like once you leave school, they all fade away, and you may have a couple that you still talk to or see often, but other than that, everyone's gone on their separate paths, and you meet a whole lot of new people.
Yeah, that can be hard as well. Different
Yeah.
phases. Those like in between phases are often the worst, but you get through them.
Yeah, definitely. Character building.
Mhm. Yeah, it's always like the between like when you're in the new season of a show and there's suddenly a new setting, like there's a new cafe that they're at, there's some like new character introduced.
Yeah. Oh, I think also just quickly going back to the bullying one, what they're saying is a reflection of their inner world.
Mhm.
So people bullying you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with how they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
So, for a random example, if someone's calling you ugly, they're severely insecure about themselves. Even if they are the prettiest person in the school, I guarantee you they do not believe that about themselves.
No, the people that are the happiest and the best and like feeling the best in themselves, they're not tearing other people down.
100%. So, how would you say coming into teens and towards the end of school and then going out of school, what would you say the expectations were from society, if any?
Hmm.
I think for me, like body types, because you've been through puberty and you've grown in different areas
Mm.
and your body is maturing. I think with society as well, we're always cycling out of trending body types. So for a season, a very thin body will be trending and everyone feels like they have to look like that. And then for a season, a curvy body might be trending and then everybody wants to look like that.
Mhm.
But in reality, our bodies will always have the same structure.
Yeah. Teenage girls and guys, they're all I don't know, honestly it gives me PTSD thinking about it. I don't know, they're all so like I was mean. I was a bully without even realizing it at the time, but we all just kind of get into our little groups and then you kind of get told who you like and who you don't like and who you can be associated with and not to like some extent.
Hmm.
So I definitely like wrote people off just because friends that I was friends with didn't like someone, so then I didn't like that person.
Yeah, me too. I thought that was being a good friend, was not liking someone that your friends don't like.
Mhm.
I even see that on social media now with girls saying friendship red flags are someone who stays friends with someone that you don't like.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a hard time, high school. Some people seem to thrive under it, and I did not. I was so insecure. I could not talk to people at all. No words would come out of my mouth.
Maybe I was someone who thrived during, although it didn't feel like that at the time. Looking back, like I was really chatty and friendly and
Mm,
could get along with anyone.
yeah. Peaked in high school, eh?
Yeah, must have.
Yeah, I was lucky I had a few really good friends all through like primary, right through high school, up till now. Like, still really good friends are always there. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of high school for me was not good, and I ended up dropping out. But that's another conversation. What do you think about feminism?
Oh,
Did you feel like in high school or school throughout your whole childhood, was there any kind of real difference between the boys and the girls in terms of like academic stuff? Like, did you feel like the men got or the boys got more opportunities than the girls did?
yeah.
I don't think I really noticed much of that.
Would you say it was fairly equal?
I'd say it was almost more pressure on the girls in a way to be the smarter ones and to be, successful and like you have to be the girl that kind of does achieves all the things, be the image of the amazing girl boss. I don't know.
Hmm. I guess with like the school leaders and stuff, there was pressure to do good to get that role,
Mm,
but I didn't want that role, so I didn't care about that kind of stuff. And I knew that I didn't want to go to uni, so I didn't really feel any pressure to perform.
yeah.
I was still doing fairly well, but I didn't feel that pressure.
Mm.
With me too, I noticed if I really tried to study, I wouldn't pass. But then if I crammed it all in the night before, I would pass.
Mm.
So I wish I had clocked on to that a lot sooner and not kept trying to study, because I wanted to be one of those girls that could study and had really nice notes, and
Mm.
that it was just never going to be me. So I don't know why I kept trying.
No, the school system does not fit everybody.
How about after school? Like leaving school, did you feel the pressure to go to university or to get a job right away? Or
I'd already been working for years as a barista making coffee. I'd been working since I was like 14. So then when I dropped out of school, I was doing that. I don't know. What do you mean by pressure?
I know a lot of people at my school were stressing trying to pass the exams that would give them university entrance,
Mm.
stressing about which course to take and what university to go to. And
Yeah, I don't know. By that stage, I was really, really done with school and I hated it. And I was kind of being forced to be there for the last year. So I knew I did not want to go to university. And I ended up going to Polytech later on, but like I knew I wanted to own my own business and be independent and not like I wanted to just get as far away from school and teachers as possible. So yeah, the exams and stuff didn't worry me at all.
did you feel judged or
Yeah, there was because in the States, because I went back to the States for my last year of school, and there it's expected that you go to college or university. It's just kind of what everyone does. So everyone there during that year had already gotten into their college, or they were applying, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing it. No." And they're like, "Why not?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, it's way cheaper in New Zealand, so if I'm doing it, I'm doing it there." But yeah, it was just kind of expected.
yeah,
And then the only people who weren't going to college were taking gap years or planning a gap year. So I was kind of the only one that wasn't planning on either.
did you feel like an outcast?
Yeah. That was deep, wasn't it? Yeah. That's kind of a whole other conversation, but I definitely did in school there. I don't know. I didn't fit in at all. I didn't really have many friends there. I don't know. It's hard going to another country where you don't like everyone knew me from when I was a little kid, but not as me. So then they kind of expected to know me, but I didn't really know them, and it was like huge culture shock, and I was anxious and going through a lot of crap with my family, and so I kind of just I learned a lot that year. Like I did have a really cool couple of teachers, and I learned a lot about myself and life and philosophy and America and all that. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the greatest year for my anything. you know.
Yeah, it's really hard navigating those feelings that come with the end of school. There's a lot to it, but then at the same time, it's only just the beginning.
Yeah. I left school in year 12 because there was a lot going on, and I did correspondence and I was working. So all of my friends were still at school. So it was quite interesting because I suddenly realized that there was this whole life happening outside school, and the people that I was around were adults,
Hmm.
and I was being treated like an adult, and I was making my own money, whereas my friends were all still at school and they were still in the school world.
Yeah.
for quite a long time after. So that was, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you get treated like an adult.
Yeah.
That sort of helps with the transition.
Hmm. It helps with my confidence a lot.
Hmm. What about for beauty standards? I know we watched a video the other day about Instagram face. I haven't heard that term before until that video.
Yeah, I've heard that floated around a few times. It is interesting. We are definitely becoming, I don't know, I guess the beauty standard of now is that everyone looks exactly the same and it's all the very aesthetically touched up, the big lips and I don't even know what it is.
Hmm. Just Botox in general.
Mm, yeah, all the fillers and things.
Perfect eyebrows all the time.
Very non-natural.
Yeah. And unrealistic.
Mm, like not a pore in sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be so hard for young girls seeing that. Seeing everybody online look exactly the same and they don't look like that. But like when you see young girls now, if you see high school girls walking past, they all look like they could be 25. Like they've
Yeah.
all nailed the makeup.
Yeah, they didn't go through that ugly
Yeah.
phase where you're just trying everything out and you've got the thick, messy eyeliner and
Yeah, the eyebrow. We went through like a year of high school where everyone just drew their eyebrows on, but so thick with like black crayons, and it was horrible. That was what you did, and it was awkward, and then you figured it out. I think you need that awkward phase. That like me and my friends are doing the musicallys and stuff, and the like terrible voiceovers and the photo booth, and
maybe we've evolved past that. Maybe we were the last generation to go through that.
yeah, it's sad because now it feels like everyone's kind of becoming less human, which is maybe part of that whole whatever the movement's called, the like anti-human movement where we're all becoming androids.
Yeah, I think they're growing up so fast as well.
Yeah, well, beauty standards, back to that, like I say it every single time I have to go get like a Brazilian or get my armpits waxed or whatever. Like I wish I was a dude. Guys don't have to deal with any of that stuff, the maintenance, the waxing and the plucking and the keeping up with all the different layers of makeup that you have to have, and the primer and the foundation and the concealer and mascara and all of it. They just like put on a nice shirt. Done.
Yeah, and isn't it funny how they're the ones who control our beauty standards?
Yeah, so I read The Beauty Myth by Naomi Wolf when I was in high school, I think, end of high school. And I found it really interesting, all about, it's been a while since I've read it, but the beauty industry and the reality of it, and how like the dieting industry is the biggest in the world, or one of the biggest. And it was kind of, I don't know, I have different views about the whole feminist movement, but it was a period when women were becoming more empowered and having more rights, and women had the right to vote all of a sudden, and we had more equality, and women were fighting for that. And then all of a sudden these like beauty standards appeared, and these magazines with these stunning cutout women of how to look like this, how to lose 10 pounds, and the beauty standard became a thing, and all of a sudden women were in this kind of rat race to conform to these standards, and it became a huge mega industry. The cosmetic industry is so massive, just to make a lot of money off of women's insecurities, and it's pretty fascinating.
That's a whole nother episode right there.
Yeah.
It's quite sad, and I think women shouldn't feel like they need to have all these beauty appointments and have perfect hair all the time and wear layers and layers of makeup every day, especially if their skin is showing signs of not liking it.
Mm.
You shouldn't need to cover up blemishes or imperfections.
Yeah, and every celebrity you see and every I mean, magazines aren't really a thing anymore, but for a while they were. Every woman is airbrushed and photoshopped, and like it's so easy to change and make them look so perfect and get rid of all their pores and stuff. So like that's what young girls and women are seeing and thinking that that's normal, thinking that that's something we can aspire to, but it's not reality.
Yeah.
And now social media is just making it all so much worse.
I think we go through cycles as well of natural beauty being trending and then the airbrushed face and laminated eyebrows, and we are constantly cycling through.
I saw this post going around for a while, and it was like a guy posted this photo of a girl, and he was like, "See, this is what guys like. We just like this natural look, no makeup required." And all the comments were girls being like, "Dude, she has like 6 layers of makeup on. That is not natural." But it looked simple. She didn't have like crazy eyeshadow, but yeah, even guys don't know what a real girl looks like, what a real woman looks like. She
Yeah.
has pores and rolls and stretch marks or whatever. But yeah, we're not showing that. All they see is this image of what they think a woman is.
Yeah. I think that's the same for body hair.
Mm,
Every woman has body hair, every human has body hair, and it's there for a reason. And when you think about it, the only people who don't have body hair are babies and like really young children,
mm,
and that is terrifying. What happened to mature women being attractive?
yeah.
Body hair shows that you're a matured woman, you're not pre puberty anymore.
Mm. What it is like the bane of my existence. The constant, yeah, waxing and plucking and ugh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Guys don't have to do it. It's not fair.
We don't have to do it either.
Yeah, but you have to though. It's part of society. And like it's part of, self-care as well. Like you feel prettier if you feel nicer if your legs are shaved, but it's also expected.
Yeah. Do you feel nicer with them shaved? Or if no one judged you for having hairy legs, would you have hairy legs?
Mm, I don't know. It's a good question.
I think if that was normal and not many people shaved their legs, I think,
Yeah, I mean if nobody did it, but it's still like nice when they're nice and smooth. I don't know. I don't know. It's a deep question. Let us know in the comments if everyone stopped shaving their legs. Would you stop too?
I feel like I'm seeing more and more people that don't do it, and I love it. I love it for them. I definitely used to be one of those people that would be shaving their legs every second night,
Mm,
but now I'm just like a once a week kind of person.
yeah.
It doesn't bother me that much, but I still like to do it.
Mm,
But I think I'm not doing it for anyone, I'm just doing it for myself. And then that means I can make it into like a little self care ritual
yeah.
so I don't build resentment towards it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a balance because we are expected to do all of these things, but it is also can be seen as self-care and like you feel more confident and you feel more beautiful if you've done all the things. But then it is a lot of work. Like everything showers are so much work.
Yeah. Especially for the low iron girlies.
Yeah.
That'll have you spinning to a different planet.
Mm. But then you feel so good afterwards. Like you feel like a human being again.
I don't know, I wouldn't say I would feel like a human being again. I would just feel fresh.
Yeah.
I think with pregnancy, birth, and motherhood, there are an overwhelming amount of societal expectations.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
You don't even realize the full extent until you experience it.
Mm.
Like, I had no idea.
What did you think of motherhood growing up?
I honestly have no idea. I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't think about what it would actually be like.
Mm. You were around a lot of kids, like you were auntie.
But I think it was just like I didn't have to care for anyone, so I didn't know that side of it.
Mm.
I was just there having fun with everyone and still being cared for.
Did you ever like you were kind of you were kind of caring for everyone. You were the older auntie there. I mean, I guess you were the same age really, but did you see things and think like, "Oh, I won't do that when I'm a mom"?
No way.
Really?
Yeah, that was not on my radar.
Mm.
Maybe in my 20s,
Mm.
that's when I started seeing things and thinking, like, oh no, I definitely won't be doing that, or
Yeah.
I won't be doing this. But again, that it's easy to say until you experience it,
Mm.
and then it's completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a lot of pressure during pregnancy, and you can't eat certain things, but people do.
What did you feel the pressure was? Like the pressure to do everything right or
Yeah, I personally felt a pressure that if I was going to eat a soft boiled egg, I was going to seriously damage my child.
what? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Then eventually I just let it go and just ate what I wanted to eat.
Mm.
And then with the testing and things as well, and all the scans, you feel pressure to follow through with them. And if you don't, something bad's going to happen.
Mm.
But I quickly learnt that I will be saying no if my body is telling me to say no.
Yeah, was there a lot of pressure to like do the whole birth plan that they wanted and go to the hospital and listen to the doctors and
I was advised to have a hospital birth because of my pregnancy, but I trusted my body and had a home birth.
mm.
Well, not quite at home, but close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting how that's the most vulnerable time of our lives, and we're expected to follow midwife and doctor's instructions over our own body's cues.
Mm.
We're taught to trust other people more than our own bodies.
Mm. Yeah, I guess in the olden days it was like women like the women of the village would all kind of gather around and have all the wisdom
Yeah.
and be involved in the pregnancy and the birth and stuff. So you had all of that wisdom to get from. But I don't know. I guess doctors have that too. Ugh. No.
What now?
I don't know. I guess there's an argument for that, but I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So have you seen that viral video that's going around on Instagram about somebody asked ChatGTP? I thought it was so crazy, and it kind of blew my mind, and now it's going viral. Someone asked ChatGTP. I asked ChatGPT if I were the devil, how would I make women despise motherhood?
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
But the response was kind of blew my mind, and it was so freaky true because this is exactly what's happened. So, number one, if your goal were to make women despise motherhood, you'd likely need to distort perceptions of it, turning what was once seen as a fulfilling, natural, and even sacred role into something burdensome, limiting, or undesirable. Here's how that might play out. Number one, promote the idea that motherhood is a trap. Convince women that having children will ruin their dreams, limit their potential, and chain them to a life of servitude. Frame it as a loss of identity rather than a transformation. Yep, definitely seen that happen. Number two, glorify career over family. Elevate professional success as the only true path to fulfillment while portraying motherhood as menial and unimportant. Make women believe that their worth is measured only by their productivity in the workforce, not by the love and guidance they give to their children. I've definitely seen that. Like a woman who becomes a CEO is higher on society's, you know, amazing
Mm.
list than a mother is. Like mothers are at the bottom for some reason, even though they create life.
Even being a working mum, you're expected to return to work
Mm,
like 9 months to a year after giving birth.
yeah, and put the kids in daycare or whatever, or get a nanny.
And there's a lot of women that want that too,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting.
I wonder if they actually do though.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people that are excited to go back to work, but then I've also seen people who are distraught about the idea.
I guess, yeah, if you really love your job and are passionate about it, it's different.
Mm.
Or if you have that pressure to make that money as for the family.
Mm.
Number three, make children seem like a burden. Emphasize the hardships of motherhood, sleepless nights, financial strain, loss of freedom, while downplaying the joys, rewards, and purpose that come with raising a family. I've definitely seen that.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that.
Mm, yeah. I think that's what kind of the image of being a parent is, or having a baby, is that like, oh, that's so exhausting. Oh, your life is over now.
And then there's all the, oh, just wait till they wake up
Mm,
every 2 hours and just wait till they start teething. And yeah,
mm.
the list goes on.
Did you see the Chapel Roan clip that was going around for a while recently? I can't stand her, but she did a interview and they said, "Do you want kids or something?" And she said, "I don't know a single person who has a child who's happy."
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, something like that. Never. I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
Okay.
so strange.
Um, encourage self centeredness, promote a culture of hyper individualism where personal pleasure, convenience, and self fulfillment take priority over sacrifice, duty, and love. Yep. Think we've definitely gone down that road as a culture of women having to prioritize yourself and look after yourself, and it's all about you. You don't need to please anyone.
Oh, I'm such a big advocate for that, prioritizing yourself. So I really think you can't pour from an empty cup. Well, you can, but
Mm,
it's really, really hard. But if you have even half an hour a day where you can put yourself first,
mm,
that is so fulfilling.
yeah. Yeah, I think that is important.
Mm.
But I think as a culture, we probably have become too focused on just the
Maybe the individualism,
mm,
we've lost a lot of real connection through that.
yeah,
Because I think I've definitely become too individual, but I'm working on getting back to connecting.
mm,
I think there's a fine line between codependency and real connection. And I used to be very codependent,
mm,
and then I was the complete opposite. And now I'm finding the balance.
yeah,
Story of my life. One extreme to the other, and then we find a balance.
yeah. Number five is redefine feminism. Shift the feminist movement from advocating for equal rights to rejecting traditional femininity and motherhood to convince women that true empowerment means rejecting their natural ability to nurture life. Yup.
Mm.
We've definitely seen that, like, feminism is like, "Girl power, you do you," unless you wanna be, like, a traditional mother.
Mm,
Feminism, as long as you fit into this box.
yeah, exactly. Anything with a label like that
Mm,
has a box that you need to fit in.
yeah, and it's not empowering to women if you still have to confine to these specific rules of what you can and can't do and believe or how to live your life. Like, you think if women want to be a mother or want to be single and have cats, like, either one, you shouldn't be. That's your choice.
Yeah, you do whatever feels right for you.
Number 6 is normalize childlessness. Push the idea that having children is just one of many equally valid lifestyle choices and then go further. Frame it as an outdated, unnecessary, and even irresponsible choice in light of environmental and economic concerns. Where have we seen that before? Because apparently we have too many people on Earth.
Mm, yep. Depopulate the planet is in full swing.
Hmm. Yeah. And like I used to be someone who didn't, I was like, I'm never having kids because it's bad for the environment.
I used to think I didn't want to have kids because I didn't want to raise them in this world we live in now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then I got a little bit wiser and realized that actually I don't have to live how this world lives.
Mm. Yeah. Everyone complaining about how the world is, but if you're the mother, then you can help raise the next generation and decide that they're going to be a better generation.
Exactly, and what an honor it is.
And so many women now are ending up in there. We're taught, freeze your eggs and just do the corporate thing, climb the corporate ladder for now, and you can have kids later. But so many women are getting to their 40s and 30s, late 30s now, and they don't have kids, and they're not fulfilled in life anymore, and they're realizing that it's not this life that they were pushing for isn't. I don't know. Not that you can't be fulfilled and not have kids, but I think a lot of women are realizing that they'd wish that they'd had families younger.
Yeah, yep, I agree.
Um, Number 7, here's a controversial one. Destigmatize abortion while promoting contraception as the default. Make abortion seem like an easy, normal solution to an unwanted pregnancy and encourage widespread contraception use in ways that separate sex from its natural consequences. Mm, yeah, well, it's definitely happened.
I think if we were taught more about our cycles, we would be able to.
Mm, that's a whole other podcast. Undermine family structure. This one's huge. This one drives me crazy. Promote unstable relationships, divorce, and casual sex while discouraging marriage and commitment. If families break down, women are less likely to see motherhood as part of a meaningful, stable life. Yeah. I don't know anyone who's still married.
Yeah. I also think it takes a while for us to grow and learn about relationships and other people. Then often we commit too soon and we don't even really know ourselves.
Mm,
But then once you do find someone that aligns with your morals and values and is growing alongside you, it's completely different.
mm,
And that is like commitment that is
yeah.
worthy of marriage, I guess.
Mm,
I don't know. I have lots of mixed thoughts on that one.
yeah. Number 9 is mock traditional motherhood. Portray stay at home moms as weak, unambitious, or oppressed. Fill media with images of unhappy mothers and cool, child free women who are living their best lives.
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
Hmm. Yeah. And to some extent, I think it's true in a way. Like, I'm sure the stay at home moms are, especially the working moms, are like stressed and it's a chaotic, busy life and you're dealing with the house and everybody. But Yeah, it's definitely kind of villainized and seen as the worst, like, what a nightmare.
Mm. But then we're also seen as like lazy and all we do is watch TV and
Yeah. Go get a job.
yeah,
Why aren't you contributing?
I contribute to everyone's survival, thanks.
Yeah. And the last one is exploit the power of media and entertainment. Use movies, TV shows, and social media to glorify independence, partying, and career driven lifestyles while making motherhood seem outdated or exhausting.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are leaning more towards traveling first and then having kids
Hmm.
later.
Yeah. That nomadic lifestyle.
Yeah, do what you want to do and do what feels right to you. But I think with that as well, seeing it being promoted constantly isn't necessarily doing what feels right to you, it's doing what you're seeing around you.
Hmm.
Like you're being programmed to do that
Yeah.
as opposed to actually feeling called to do that.
Mm. Yeah. So how do you think that your views on motherhood have shifted since you've become a mother and in the first year or two? Has it been 2 years?
Not quite. I definitely am so grateful that I didn't become a mother any sooner than now because wow, I couldn't even look after myself, so I don't know how I could have possibly ever looked after a child.
Mm.
And I'm so grateful to have grown and learned a lot before becoming a mother so that I'm aware of cycles and patterns and I'm aware of my own actions so that I can correct them. And
Hmm.
there's obviously still going to be bits that aren't perfect. Like, nobody's perfect, no one's ever going to be perfect. But yeah, I've definitely come a long way.
Does it make you view your own mom differently?
Yeah, I think when your parents say, "Oh, you'll understand when you have kids," and you think, "Oh, yeah, whatever,"
Mm.
those things. And then also, you really understand on a different level that if your parents were working all the time or busy, in the time that they did have and the energy that they did have, they really did give me their all in that short time.
Mhm.
And that was their very best.
Yeah.
And I used to think that it wasn't enough and they should have done more. But now, like, I see there was no capacity for them to do more and they were already doing as much as they possibly could.
Mm. Yeah. I think as you get older, you start to realize your parents were human.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And we're all learning together.
Yeah. It's their first time too.
Yeah. Well, my mum's fourth time, but
Yeah, that's true.
still, though, every child is so different.
Yeah.
I think parenthood in general comes with a huge mental load that is invisible, and you don't quite grasp that understanding until you're experiencing it and you think, whoa, like, where did this come from?
Yeah, there's definitely a shift happening at the moment with lots of women going back towards that more, I guess, the trad wife lifestyle, if you call it that. But just the
Mm.
more, yeah, going back to wanting to be more feminine and be moms and have families and not be the corporate girl boss vibes.
I think there's like a modernized version of it too,
Mm.
where the dad shares a role in the kids and the house.
Mm.
So they're not just working and then the mums do everything else.
Mhm.
Well, in my experience anyway, that's not how it works in our house.
Yeah.
And I'm super grateful to be in the relationship that I'm in. And
Yeah, I think that's pretty important to say is like everyone's different. Everyone has their own journeys and their own experiences and beliefs, and you might not wanna be a mom, or you might wanna be a mom, and, like, what that looks like. Like, womanhood looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
You do you.
That's the beauty of it. You can customize it to whatever works for you.
Yeah.
So you are the creator of your reality. And I'm gonna go and create some sleep waves.
It's like, where are you going with that? Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
Sorry to all the men listening. No, it's good to listen to that.
And to all the women out there, mothers or not, we see you.
Doing good. Woo.
All right. Bye.
We'll see you in the next one.